Good afternoon and welcome to America's Home Cooking. The weather is nice and I'm going to be starting my sourdough culture, a whole wheat one, but you're going to be doing a regular one. Now I want to make my yogurt starter so I can make yogurt. I'm going to need about 1/4 cup of whole milk. Now you're going to need a small bowl, and you have a choice against using a hot pepper or a lemon or cardamom seeds. I'm using cardamom seeds and I need 12 of them. Now if you don't know where to get your cardamoms, you can order them from Amazon. Now to cut the lemon, I'll show you how the lemon works. Now if you're going to use a lemon, you cut it from here straight to here, one line, and that's what's going to sit in the milk, is the cut that you put in it. For the hot pepper, you just pop the stem off and stick it in. But anyway, do not boil this milk. All what you're going to do is take the chill off of it. That is it and nothing more. So I'm going to put this on the flame, and believe you me, it goes quite quickly. Oh, well, that's going. Let me get this other thing out because I'm going to need my whole wheat to do what I want to do. As they say, you can make a whole wheat sourdough culture. So, you know, because they say it can be done, I'm going to give it a try. I'm just one of those people, if I can, and I do use a whole lot of whole grain, so I want to see how this turns out. I don't know if it's going to work, but you will be using bread flour. You have to have bread flour, water, and a bowl. You're going to need a place where you can put it, where it can get the microbes, because see, at spring the wind is blowing and stuff, and the microbes just get all excited and they seem to find a place. And that's what you want them to do, is to find a home. And you're going to give them a home. You're going to give them that nice bread flour with water, and it's going to make them quite happy. And then once they move in, you take care of that culture every day, and you got it. Now, that's how fast my milk, I took the chill off, and that's all. Now, let me tilt you down so you can actually see that I am doing what I'm saying I'm doing. Don't spill. All right, you see, there are my 12. I got 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm going to take this little bit of milk. I took the chill off of it. That's it. What you do next? Now this, it usually takes anywhere from 3 to 5 days. It's going to get like a consistency of custard. Not completely through the whole thing, but part of it, and that's what you're looking for. Oh, come on, don't give me a hard time today. Today has just been one crazy day. All right, now the saran wrap is they don't want you to leave this completely open. So they stress that you've got to partially cover it. Because I'm going to have mine by the window where I know the wind's going to blow in and make them all excited and come on in. I don't like the way I'm doing that. I'm going to fold this in half and watch where I put it. Now you see that top? I'm only going to put it right there. It's not covered all the way, you see? It's only partially covered here. They say to do this, I don't know why, but they say don't leave it completely open because it doesn't take you, so you got to cover it partly. So I covered it like 3/4 and I left 1/4 open. Now I'm going to go put this by a window in the dining room where I know the breezes blow in and they get all that lovely microbes going. And this is where my yeast is going to go to, where I'm going to try to make some sourdough whole wheat one. So I will be back. Let me get stuff that I need. Okay, you're going to need a ceramic bowl that's been glazed. You know why? Because it holds the warmth of it in there, and that's what you need. Now, you're going to need bread flour. You're going to need 2 cups, and you're going to put it in this bowl. Of course, I'm using, remember, I told you I'm making a whole wheat culture. Because they said it's really good, but I've never made it, so this will be a first for me. It's just 2 cups of bread flour for you. okay? Where's my measuring cup? Now you need, hold on, I have to read the recipe all the time. 1.5 cups of water. Now they want you to use warm water in this. So that means you're just going to be taking the chill off. And this is the ratio of liquid to the flour. So let me turn this back on and we'll get this going. So all you're going to do is take the chill off the water. That's it. You're not going to sit there and make it hot or anything. And then what you're going to do is we're going to beat this. So you get a wooden spoon, you're going to need it. I should know, I've done it already. All right, now remember, this is going to not be covered. You have to set it by a window because the microbes are in the air, and this is what we're grabbing. Is we're trying to give them an environment that they'll love, and they'll come and say, I want to live here with them, and they'll feed me and care for me. This is what you're actually doing in the simplest terms possible to understand what we're doing. So every day we're going to be stirring this morning and night, beating this until we start capturing them. Now you'll know when you capture them because they're going to start making little bubbles, and that's how we know. They make tiny little bubbles, and you'll see them, and it'll start lifting the flour up. Then you know you've got your culture. Then what you have to do is start feeding them and caring for them, which is another step that you have to do. I hope this one works. It sounded like a great idea. He says you do it just like you do the bread flour. So I said, okay, I'm going to try, because I know whole wheat would be good as well. Now don't get upset about this. Last one I made took 15 days. The one before that took 5. As long as it doesn't smell like it's gone bad, you just keep on going. Don't worry how long it takes. Okay. Pour the rest of the water in. Okay, now you're going to take this water and pour it into this flour. And remember, it's just warm, it's not hot. You can't make it hot because you're trying to capture them, and microbes are alive. And I'll show you my texture. It'll be the same as yours, except I'm just using a different grain, that's all. Let me get the book out of the way before I spill water all over it. You have to beat this. So you're beating it to make it more like a paste, as you can see the texture of it. By the time I get this culture up and running, I will be back from the health food store, the grocery store, and I'll have whole wheat flour again in the house. Okay, I'm just about done with my whole wheat. So you see how I did it? Now there's no real bubbles in this or anything else when you beat yours. Now what you're going to do is you are going to take this. That's what you have to do. Do not cover this. Do not do anything. Just what we just did. And you're going to let it sit by a window. If you're going to put it outside, you're going to have to put maybe cheesecloth over it so you don't end up with the insects and stuff into it. I'm going to leave mine right next to the window, sitting on a table, and the window's open, so I'll be getting the breezes, and it'll be coming in exactly where I put my yogurt at the starter as well. Now this evening You're going to beat this. You're not going to add anything to this. You're just going to beat it. All right? Put it right back at the window. Leave it alone. Because if microbes are coming in there, as you beat it and stir it up, you're pulling more in and making room for more to come in. So what you do is tomorrow morning, you take it again and you beat it like crazy. Then tomorrow night, in other words, every 12 hours, you just give it a good beating. We're not going to do anything else. We're not going to cover it. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to beat it every 12 hours. And we're going to let it sit and let this ferment and capture those little guys so they can start eating. And you'll see as it goes by, as long as it doesn't smell like it's bad, because it is going to get a sour smell to it, but it's not going to be rancid. There's a big difference in the smell. You'll know the difference when you have it. When it gets to that point and we've captured them, we're going to start feeding them. And then you can care for them. And then I'll show you how much you have to feed them if you keep them in a quart jar. And we'll deal with the ratios like that and keep the ratios going. But remember, the first culture you have to make is a sponge culture. Then when you get your sponge culture going, then you sit there and make, from the sponge, we're going to also take part of it and make a liquid culture. So if we have a recipe that says a sponge culture, you have that culture setting. If it says a liquid culture, you'll have that one sitting, and we'll be keeping them in the refrigerator. And I use canning jars. I use quart canning jars. Now, if you only bake a little bit, we'll pull the ratios down for a daily feeding for a pint jar for you. All right? So listen, you take care. I am cleaning the living room now, which I'm not happy about. And then I got to come into this kitchen. I'm still cleaning. Oh my God. Well, anyway, go put your starting, which is what it is. We're making a starter by a window, and I'll see you periodically. But remember, every 12 hours you have to beat this until we get those microbes in there. Once we get them in there, I'll show you how we feed them. So listen, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye-bye.